tonight I'm going to show you how to make fruit crisp in the microwave. It's a really fast and easy dish, and you should be able to get it done in the next 15 minutes. So here we go. Okay, so for our recipe tonight, we need our big mixing bowl. We need a pie plate, or you could also use a square glass like 9x9 or 8x8 pan. You need some oatmeal, some flour, some brown sugar, a can of pie filling. We're going to use berry medley this evening. And then you also need some cinnamon and a 1/4 cup of butter. So here we go. The first thing that we're going to do, we need to empty our pie filling into our pie plate. So we'll take the lid off. Now, we want to make sure that we get all of the pie filling that we possibly can out of our pan. And so we'll use a scraper for that. That in your pie plate. Spread it out evenly. The pie filling in the pie plate. All right, and the next thing that we're going to do is stir together our dry ingredients that are going to be the topping. Okay, so we need 3/4 cup of oatmeal. So to measure off our oatmeal, and we need 3/4 cup. So this is my 1/4 cup measure. So I'm going to try to level it off as best as I can. It's kind of fluffy stuff. So that was 1/4. This is 2/4, which is also a 1/2 cup, and 3/4 cup. All right, so that's in our measuring bowl. I'll get that out of the way. Next, I'm going to need 3/4 cup of brown sugar. Now, to measure brown sugar, it needs to be packed. Okay, so when I do it, I put my hand behind the bowl part of the measuring cup and I smush it against the side of the container to level it off, because brown sugar needs to be packed. So you can see I'm moving it back and forth to level this off. So to know if it is, if it's been packed enough, it should retain the shape of the measuring cup. Okay, so that was a 1/4 cup. I need 2 more 1/4 cups for a total of 3/4 cup of brown sugar too. Alright, so we got that all packed and in with our ingredients, so we're going to put that aside. Next, we need to get our 1/2 cup of flour. Now, flour is something that you don't want to pack, so I like to fluff it up a little bit. So I have my 1/2 cup measuring cup here, and I'm going to spoon it in to that 1/2 cup measuring cup. All right, so that it's overflowed, and then I'm going to use my knife to level it off. All right, so that's nice and even. And we'll put that in with our dry ingredients. Cover that up so we don't get anything in it. Next, we need to have a it's a full teaspoon of cinnamon. So on most spice containers, there's a little space right here that you can use to level off your measuring spoon. Okay, so I'm going to get some cinnamon on my measuring spoon, and I'm going to run it along that straight edge so that it's leveled off too. And we'll put that in with the dry ingredients. All right. Oops. So the next thing we need to do is stir together our dry ingredients. So you can just use your wooden spoon to do that. Break up the brown sugar. And we're going to get everything evenly incorporated in here. If you can zoom in so that you can see what that looks like. But I shouldn't see big chunks of brown sugar or clumps of cinnamon or anything like that. Everything should be evenly mixed. All right, so the next thing we are going to do is we're going to cut in the butter. And to do that, we're going to use a pastry blender. So you have these in your drawers in your kitchens. This is great for cutting fat into flour, and in this case butter into the topping for our fruit crisp. So we need a 1/4 cup of butter, which a 1/4 cup of butter is equal to 4 tablespoons, which you might remember from our equivalents. So I'm going to count over 4 tablespoons, and I'm going to cut straight down. Okay, so I have my 4 tablespoons of butter. Just going to put them in the pan with our ingredients, and then I'm going to use my pastry cutter, and I'm going to start cutting down into the dry ingredients. Okay, so basically the blades on this are cutting that butter into smaller pieces. I'm trying to incorporate it and coat it with the sugar and the flour and the oats and all that good stuff. Okay, so if you notice that it starts to stick, just take your spoon or your scraper, clean off the blades, and then you're going to go in again. You're going to do this until it's pretty crumbly and it's evenly distributed. So you don't want big clumps of butter and pieces of really dry ingredients. You want it all mixed together. All right, so use your muscles here. So you can see it kind of looks like wet sand a little bit. So a little bit more. We still have some big chunks in here. All right, that's pretty even. So I'll hold it up here so that you can see what it looks like after I clean it off. I want to make sure all those tasty little bits stay in the bowl so they end up on top of your fruit crisp. All right, so if you can see then, those pieces of butter have been pretty well incorporated in with everything else. You don't see big clumps. It's kind of just kind of like sand, really. And it broke up some of the pieces of oatmeal too. Okay, so I don't know, can you zoom in on that spoon to see it? All right, so the next thing that we're going to do, we are going to put the topping on top of our fruit crisp. So dump it on. We want to make sure that it's evenly distributed on the top, just so that it bakes evenly in the microwave. Spread it around. And then the next step, all I'm going to do is put this in the microwave, and I'm going to microwave it on high for 10 to 11 minutes. Take it out, and we're going to have it with some whipped cream. So I'll have a picture for you once it gets done. Okay? Okay, so this is what the crisp looks like out of the microwave. Add a little bit of whipped cream to the top, and it is one of the best desserts that's fast and very easy. So you're all ready for your lab now.